This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am so excited to be speaking with the acclaimed actress, author, TV personality, comedienne, the one and only April Brooker. But before we get to our interview with April and, dare I say, May Wilson, May, are you there?
Oh my God, I was waiting to be called. I am right here. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Director.
Once we get through this clip of both April and May in action, we will get to our interview, but take a look at the incredible talent of April and May.
Working hard. I'm April Brooker, and we are glad to be here tonight. As a matter of fact, we're so glad to be here this day and changed our underwear just for you. Yeah! Isn't this a great looking crowd, May? Yeah, girl, quick question. Why are some of them wearing masks? It's the law because of coronavirus, remember? Oh, I thought that they were getting ready to commit a heist. Or they're kinky. Is anybody here kinky? Is that you, Canada? Canada's so kinky they gave her own country. May leave these people alone. They're not all kinky. Only girl, you're kinky. You're fisting me now, duh.
Well, hello, April and May. How are you both?
We're good. As a matter of fact, I'm great. Thank you so much. You talk about talent. I'm the one that gets us the bookings, April. I'm the star. No, May, I get us the bookings. We're the stars. Keep telling yourself that. Anyway, well, excuse April. She doesn't know how to act in front of a camera, but I do. So, Mr. Director, do you want to see my monologue? May, he doesn't want to see your monologue. This is an interview. Every interview is an audition, April. See? Well, this is why I get the part and she just stands there. You're the director. There are no small parts, only small actors. Except in April's case, she's a small part and a small actor.
Oh my God. May, you truly are a star, but so is April, I have to say. But before
Thank you.
April, I'm going to ask you a question first. And like a good actor, I'm going to ask May just to be a little silent for just a brief moment, upstage right. But you can stay in camera, but just, yes, we're going to give, yeah, very good. You take direction very well, May, but this is for April. April, I want to know first and foremost, where were you born? And when did you realize that you not only had the funny bone, but that, you know, through your amazing talent of ventriloquism and with May, I want to know how that all began, because obviously it has brought you around the world and on television, on every major network and streaming site.
Well, what happened was I was a really quiet kid growing up. And I grew up without cable because that's what all the cool kids do. My parents were both teachers and they said, if you live here, you're going to be a thinker. So much for that. So anyway, long story short, when I was 13, and I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, which is Steeler country, which football is not just a sport, it's a religion. My brother played football, and my dad, who wasn't allowed to play football when he was a kid, was living vicariously through my brother, because why not? So anyway, we didn't have cable, but my dad wanted to see the local games. So in order to get one channel, you know how you got to get like 20?
Yeah.
So my dad was stuck getting cable. You should have heard him arguing with the cable company. But I want only one. Mr. Brooker, you're going to have to get 20. But I want only one. So anyway, we get this cable. It's one Friday night after one of my brother's football games. We're eating Wendy's because that's what you do. And my dad hates commercials. So with all this new cable, it's all these new commercials he can hate. So he's changing the channel after getting some of the local scores, still waiting for our high school. And there's a special on ventriloquism. So my family, and it was an Edgar Bergen tribute. everybody's trying to talk like the ventriloquist, and I have my great grandmother's sideways Irish smile. So she was the only one that could do it. Okay, Mr. Hand. And so that, because she told May to remain silent, she's taking direction.
May, you're
So,
doing very well. I have to just acknowledge, May, that your
Thank
strength,
you.
your strength and restraint, you have a great face for camera.
Thank you. See, you see it, girl. I follow directions. So she was the only one that could do it.
and that Christmas, my mother got me a Groucho Marx puppet, and that's how I started.
I love it. Now, May, because you did so beautifully, I want you to continue the story. When did you come into the picture and, dare I say, allow April? Because it is about allowing April to share the stage with you. When did you realize that, you know what, I want to do this professionally, and I guess we'll keep this, April kid around.
Well, April's sister had a Charlie McCarthy doll that wasn't being used, and April wanted a cocklet that looked just like her. So April's great aunt Helen remodeled that Charlie McCarthy with blonde hair, blue eyes, and lipstick. So Charlie became moi.
I love it. May, you are
And then
so
I got a bunch of plastic surgery, and here I am.
well. I couldn't. I look at. I can't tell that you've had any work done.
See, that's the right answer, Will.
May, you remind me of a cross between Lucille Ball meets Carol Burnett meets Mae West. I'm curious where, May, you gain a lot of your inspiration in terms of, sharing your talents and maybe idolizing some of your idols through your talent.
Oh my God, I love all of them. I love Lucille Ball. I love Carol Burnett, and I definitely love Mae West. As a matter of fact, April is a super duper Mae West fan. Do your impression.
When I'm good, I'm very good, but when I'm bad, I'm even better.
So,
Wait, May,
but
we have to take a moment, May, and really commend April, because that was actually a beautiful impression. Can you say something nice to April for me?
yes, April, that was a really good impression. You see, I rag on April a lot, but teamwork makes the dream work. Holla.
Oh, I love that. April, I want to know for you, you have so many things coming up with May. You've been seen, again, like I said, people just need to YouTube you. You've been all over. Your episode, I wish I could share it, but it'd probably be taken down because of copyright. But your episode, I have to say, April, you did beautifully. But May, your episode of Judge Jerry with Jerry Springer, I mean, I can only imagine the offers that you got from streaming sites and television networks. Talk to me about maybe some other TV appearances we can see you coming up on. May, you can go first. We'll let you go first, and then April.
Well, April and I have gotten connected with a hotel here in Las Vegas and a celebrity chef.
Oh my gosh, which one?
Well, we can't say too much, but watch for it in February of 2022.
That's amazing. I love April. I love Vegas. It's such an amazing town, obviously, for entertainment. I have so many friends out there. When I was in my performing days, my twin brother Anthony and I got to play the Smith Center that's out there. And do you know a gentleman by the name of Clint Holmes?
Yes, and we know his wife.
Kelly.
Yep. And as a matter of fact, if you want to see a Carol Burnett, Kelly's your person.
Kelly and Clint, as a director, we'll go into some other time, but I built an Aznavour musical around Clint. Kelly Clinton is dear friend. Please give Kelly and Clint my love when you see them next. May, do you know who Kelly and Clint are?
Oh my God, do I know? They are awesome. Holla. And they love, and here's the thing. I love them. They love me. I love everybody.
April, I'm curious to know for you, what have you been able to do during the pandemic to keep your creative juices flowing? Obviously, you and May, you have been able to do so much on social media, thank goodness. Anything during the pandemic that you curated together that you're excited to continue doing?
Well, this was my idea, but you can tell them April. And I'm just going to tell you while April gets her props because, here's the thing, Will. It's like, I'm a prop. April doesn't always get her props ready. You know how it is as a director. It's like, actors, where are your props? On her arm. April, tell them about your book.
Yes, I actually wrote a book during the pandemic. It's called Don't Read My Lips.
Yes, you did. Talk to me about it.
It's a how-to book on ventriloquism because we moved out here to do a resident show. And basically, we had 2 preview weekends at the Notoriety Theater, and then the world shut down.
Wow.
So we were really depressed, and we were doing a lot of Zoom shows just to keep busy. But, you know, we live with a Wheaten Terrier and a pit bull and a parakeet. And we were getting, the Wheaten Terrier would run out of the room every time we performed. The pit bull would give us, like, he'd stay and he'd be sympathetic. And the parakeet would give us pity chirps. So finally we were like, okay, we got to do something. And so my manager had been on me to write this book. And so we wrote a book.
Actually, I wrote the book. I told April, this is how you do ventriloquism. Okay.
May, you are so amazing. Thank you for giving April the opportunity to speak, but I love that you unapologetically speak your truth. May, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
I mean, you seem like the type of, and you consider yourself, correct me if I'm wrong, a textile American. And when people see the Judge Jerry episode, the rights that you fight for textile Americans is actually quite moving. Obviously, you're a textile American that has done the work on themselves. I'm curious what advice you would give to the young Mays out there, the young textile Americans who may not be living in their power as you are.
Listen, it took a long time to get to this place. Once upon a time, when I was just a little sock growing up in a trailer park in Cocodella, Idaho, my parents were fighting and I was financially challenged, okay? And so one night I saw Ian and Nicole Smith on television and I said, I can be more. So I decided that I was gonna get out of there, get some plastic surgery and get me a sugar daddy. So to all the textile Americans out there, don't let people ignore you. Don't let anybody, especially April, put words in your mouth. Do it for you.
Aw, May, you need to go on a TED Talk circuit.
I know. I'm just such a hit.
I know, I'm not kidding. I really, April, have you ever thought about doing like, because I don't know if I've ever seen, you know, this type of duo-ship on a TED Talk. I feel like, you know, amidst the comedy, all kidding aside, I think there's something really beautiful about, you know, the two of you, how you can relate to not only kids and adults, but the kids within adults. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and actually we thought about doing a TED Talk about bullying, believe it or not.
Yes, and you know, the TED Talk being April puts words in my mouth without my permission constantly, especially bad jokes. Okay, seriously, May, seriously, this is a serious topic, all right? We discussed this, listening. Remember, if you're gonna act, you're gonna have to listen, whatever. So, but yeah, actually an anti-bullying TED Talk. We've talked about doing TED Talks, like warning kids about, you know, toxic relationships, safety, dating, violence. And so, yeah, that's one of the things that we are actually exploring is TED Talks.
That would be amazing. I mean, I see that. And, you know, in just researching you amidst everything that you do comedically, obviously there's so much truth in comedy, as we know. But for you, April, for you to explore your creative self, you're an incredibly talented actor, incredibly funny person, but that also comes from, for you, April, you know, a lot of work that you've done on yourself.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's taken, believe it or not, and one of the story about us that went viral was that I dumped my fiance for my puppets. And I actually was going to give up ventriloquism for him.
He's a loser.
But I was going to give up my dreams for a really destructive relationship.
That's
and
right.
Thank goodness I didn't, you know, and that's one of the messages that I want to share with people is don't give up yourself for anyone. They're never worth it.
And I think it's a story that's not only relatable now more than ever, but especially after this 18-month, you know, and I'm sure both of you have heard of the horror stories of, you know, people feeling like they were forced to stay in these toxic relationships because of lockdown and quarantine. But to see the both of you as two strong, independent, unapologetic women, you, May, being a textile American, and you, April, being an American human being of the planet. But I just love that within the messaging, and sorry, this is Will on his soapbox moment. I'm sorry, May, that I'm speaking.
It's all good. It's all good. Go for it.
Is the fact that the both of you are in a show don't tell way. A beautiful representation of what it is to step into your power. And I think it's a message that, frankly, I love Sesame Street. I loved Blue's Clues. I love Barney. I love that show Dinosaur. But the fact that the two of you, I think, are doing something incredibly unique that is so transcendent and universal. I'm so excited why you're joining the FENIX app, because look I've talked with over 600 artists all over the world, and I have never met anyone like you, April, and anyone like you, May.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And this is why, it's important for us to talk about this in interviews, because I feel like a lot of women, especially, and during my time in New York, I saw a lot of people, and I don't know what the nature of these relationships were, but they gave up their dreams to be with someone.
Correct.
And then they said it wasn't worth it. And even now, like you said, with quarantine, there were a lot of people sheltered in place with toxic people, or they felt they couldn't leave because there was nowhere to go. And if I could tell anybody anything, it's don't be afraid to go. It's like, I know it sounds scary, but don't be afraid to go. Like, you have to choose yourself.
Oh, I love that. May, I have to say, even though I know that, you have some comments and are constantly giving April notes, you have to admit, May, that your best friend over there to your left is incredibly smart, empathetic, and a really great person.
She is. That's why I still keep working with her. She's actually a really great person. You see, April, when I was upset about Judge Jerry, we went home and she said, let's research this. And we read Contract Law for Dummies. That's how great she is.
And I also love the fact, May, that you took the higher road, and it seems like you're still friends and working with the gentleman that you were suing for your money. Is that correct, May?
Well, we continued our run with him for 9 months. And here's the thing. He respected me a lot after that day, and he follows me on social media. He became a fan.
Do you follow him, May?
Let's see. Do I follow him, April? I follow a lot of people. I can't keep track of them because I'm a star.
I think you follow him too, May. Remember we talked about this? We were friends with George. I was always friends.
Yeah, right. I know.
Actually, yeah, I follow him too. We're friends, and here's the thing. We fight sometimes on his page, but you know what? Sometimes you fight with your friends. It's the theater.
Well, look at being in a duo-ship for over 20 years with my twin brother. I can appreciate the dichotomy of great comedic duos, and that sometimes within the dis-ease, that it's actually a beautiful thing and a relatability factor that couples, brothers, sisters, family. I'm sure you've gotten a lot, April, of people from around the world who, even if they don't speak the English language, can relate to your and May's relationship.
Yes, they actually can. And we've gotten a lot of fan mail where people told me I have a crazy roommate.
I believe the word is colorful, bigger than life, star.
Or that May reminds them of a crazy person they worked with.
Actually, they say April reminds me of the crazy person they worked with. May, we love you and we feel bad for you.
Or they've been in a position where a significant other made them give something up, or they were in a position where somebody wanted them to give something up.
Well,
so
I love it. I mean, look at, and I apologize for interrupting. I just keep thinking of the fact that textile Americans, people all over the world can look at the both of you and truly look at the result of two individuals individually and collectively stepping into their power. And in all kidding aside, it really is a beautiful thing.
Thank you. And April, did you tell them about your other project you did?
Yeah, the Body
April.
Positive calendar.
Oh my God, please do. And by the way, just so that I know, May, can people get April's book on Amazon, right?
Yes, you can get April's book on Amazon. Buy it, because guess what? I need a new weave.
Yeah, you do need a new weave, but what happened with your sugar daddy?
He died unexpectedly at the age of 97.
Aw, May, I have a confession to make. Now that we're all being vulnerable, my favorite reality show in the early 2000s was the Anna Nicole one that you probably
And
watched.
Michelle.
Do you remember Anna Nicole?
Nicole.
She's so outrageous. I can't with you, May. I love your Fosse moves. April, back to you. What else do you have going on, my love?
Well, I have a calendar. It's called April in the Woods. You can get it on my website or on Lulu. It's a body
can't.
positive calendar.
I
We
can't.
went-
I love it.
And I'm working on getting mine next year. But you see, I didn't want to go to the woods and get wet.
But yeah, she's getting a calendar next year, it
Wait.
looks like.
Time out. May, you're gonna, dare I say, really go into the Mae West burlesque mode and really, dare I say, bear it all for the calendar?
Well, I will. But here's the thing. You know, April, I told her, let's see how this photographer works out. And the photographer was really good.
A New York City photographer, Jess Claren, yeah.
And so
Oh.
next year, I might wear it all.
Oh.
Let's see who's got the better body. April.
This is what I gotta deal with. She is so catty. But yeah, April in the Woods.
It's really good. And again, I'm glad I copied because I need a new weave.
Listen, I could speak with the both of you forever, but in the meantime, April Brooker, May Wilson, I am so grateful for the time that you took today to speak with me. I'm so excited you're joining this incredible new app that I know you're going to gain so many more collaborations, fans, bookings from. And on top of all of that, you two are amazing individuals who are living unapologetically. And I'm so grateful that we're now connected.
And thank you. And one more thing, guys, check out my towel juggling video on the internet. It's my new one.
Yes.
It's gotten over 150,000 views. And
gosh.
and buy the tea juggle kit. I know I'm peddling merch, but
No, are you
I have
kidding
to-
me? May, if you weren't doing it, May would be doing it. So you're doing her a
I
favor.
know. And you know, May, I have to let my hand out of you for a second. She just gets really crazy.
May, I'll see you in a
So
second.
my April's tea juggle kit. Seriously, it's online if you want to learn how. Because again, I need a new weave.
So anyway, I know Will's got other interviews.
No,
May, but
keep going. No. Talk to me about what you were just talking about. This is all stays in, and I want to let the audience know that for more on April and everything that she has going on, because she is a walking mogul. I know you are too, May. But April, you are an amazing mogul. And I think a hashtag badass boss lady. I'm going to be putting all of the links right below this video. But in the meantime, I am so grateful for both of your time. And thank you for doing what you do.
thank you. And everybody, if you want to follow me, go to aprilbrooker.tv.
YouTube.com/April Brooker Comedy. I'll be there too.
And we're on Instagram,
Twitter,
TikTok.
and Facebook.
I love you both so much. It is so nice to meet you. May, if I weren't married to my husband, would I don't know, would you go on a date with me?
Always. And here's the thing. Being married never stopped a guy before, so why not?
On that note, I'll see you both later.